So some people are probably wondering, what is Scion? Well, it's been sold in the United States for almost 10 years. It's the youth-oriented brand for Toyota.
Now, Toyota is really hoping to appeal to the Generation Y and hope that as they get a little bit older, maybe one day they'll move into Toyota or possibly even a Lexus.
Just think about it. A Scion owner one day maybe even buying a Camry.
I'm gonna have to tweet about this.
It's just the great thing about having a Gen Y person around. I just tell them what to tweet. I don't do it myself. Scion was greeted with initial sales success in the United States when the brand was launched in 2003. But over the last year or so, sales have stumbled south of the border. In some cases, the models initially sold in the US have dropped by half. This is due in part to the models getting older and the youth-oriented brand being adopted by buyers outside of the target market. Youth buyers are fickle, and if older people start buying a youth car, then it might not be seen as cool anymore. Stephen Beattie is the managing director of Toyota Canada, and he explains their hopes for the Scion brand. What is Scion?
Well, Scion's an experiment. It's about trying to reach out to a new group of consumers who think about products and brands very differently to the generation that came before them. So if you think about Toyota, it really grew up in North America along with the boomers. So vehicles like Camry or Corolla or even the hybrids are very much a product of, of that sort of boomer sensibility. So the whole intent with Scion, which means really the descendant of.
And the origins are Latin?
Absolutely. Yeah. So it's Scion is in a sense the inheritor of what Toyota is all about. With a new generation of consumers, test those marketing concepts, see if we can build a real connection with those consumers that causes the next generation to develop that same sort of affiliation with the Toyota family. It's not meant to be a volume contender. It's meant to be an opinion leader and sort of pave the way for that next generation.
So why, for 2011, is Scion coming to Canada? Why not in 2009, for example?
Well, a couple of reasons. One is that you have now this magic moment when Gen Y is starting to move into the marketplace. There's some 6 million Canadians now who belong to Gen Y. And that translates, well, if you think about a Canadian automotive marketplace of about 1.5 million vehicles sold each year, Gen Y will now account for about 200,000 of those cars. So we're finally getting to the point where there's critical mass of Gen Y consumers. But the other reason for this year is it coincides with a substantial freshening of the product lineup, because there's no sense in launching a brand with a hot new product. So the XB that we're in, for example, has had new front and rear fascias applied to it. The TC is brand new, and next spring we're going to have the IQ, which will be an entirely new product in the lineup, and just keeps that sort of sense of momentum and style about it.
So you have a youth-oriented brand, so there's no harm in an older person buying a younger person's car, but you have to legitimize the brand with young people first.
Oh, you absolutely do, and that's why it's so important for us from a marketing perspective to take a sort of brand approach that's genuine and authentic for that Gen Y consumer. So a lot of the work that's being done to support the brand and the brand launch is really grassroots level activity. It's done in the clubs, it's done at tuner shows, it's done in art galleries and other places where those fashion and cultural opinion leaders for Gen Y are found.
Toyota decided to launch the Scion brand in Vancouver and let auto journalists drive the vehicles and also get a feel for the type of buyers that they hope will be attracted to Scion. Filling the Vancouver Art Gallery with trendy artist types, DJs, and even interpretive artists set the mood. The problem with this kind of image is that some buyers might feel out of place or not welcome if they don't fit the bill. Time will only tell. To find a Scion dealership in Canada, you'll have to head to a major metropolitan center like Toronto, Montreal, or Vancouver and find them inside an existing Toyota dealership, kind of like a dealer inside a dealer.
So the Scion brand is finally available in Canada, and you might be driving around and thinking to yourself, well, I haven't seen a Scion dealer pop up all of a sudden.
Well, Zach, the Scion dealerships are going to be a dealership within a dealership. So you'll actually walk into a Toyota store and find the Scion area. There'll be one person there that will help you through your whole customization and your whole purchase experience.
What they're doing with Scion is you buy the car, it's very well equipped, and then you can customize it. There's almost like 70 plus apps, if you will. And the great thing about it, it's been set up in a way that you buy the car, you add on all the extras, but the total amount can be financed over 48 or 60 months. Are you paying attention or are you online again?
I'm updating my Facebook status.
Are you saying hang him a Zach?
After the break, we'll have a close look at Scion's first 3 models in Canada. And what's the next step in hybrid evolution? Say hello to the Prius plug-in hybrid.